How you doing, everybody? Welcome to my channel. You too can be great. This is the late Love and Hip Hop review, but it is still the review New York. Season 10, episode 8. Whose birthday is it anyway? So the show starts off where we left off last week with, y'all know that the wedding happened with Safari and Erica Mena. Beautiful wedding, they had it. And Jonathan's ass decided to show up saying that he was a +1 for Yandy. And Tahiri and I were wondering the same thing. Why the fuck was Jonathan's ass there in the first place? Why? Because your ass has spent forever talking shit about Tahiri and talking about how she's wanting to fix with Joe and how she's interfering with Sin's peace and happiness, all that bullshit. But you want to show up and support her for her wedding, which makes you look like you're fake as fuck. You came for free food, free drinks, free cake, and you're still talking shit. So Tahiri's meeting up with Erica Mena at this baby place. I guess they're buying baby clothes. And Tahiri brings up the situation that Jonathan showed up. And of course, Erica Mena says that there was no +1s. As expensive as that wedding was, even husbands, some husbands out there weren't allowed to bring somebody. So why the fuck was Jonathan's ass there? And I almost feel like Yandy's being messy again, because she said that Yandy also sent her a gift and signed it with Jonathan's name. And Yandy knows the drama that's going on. Yandy does not see it for Erica Mena. She doesn't like Mena. She's tolerating her because of Safari. But if y'all pay attention to all the little snippets that she does, she throws stones and hide her hands. Hell, Juju just did an interview recently, and Yandy said, Yandy did an interview recently, and in the interview they asked her about Juju. And she said that Juju is very calculated and that Juju says certain things sometimes just to be on the show and be relevant. Juju responded by making it clear that their personality and what they've observed of Yandy is Yandy does some messy ass shit, and then when she gets questions about it or somebody comes to her, she acts like, you know, she doesn't know or she didn't do or she didn't say little slide stuff to you. Right now she's doing the same shit to Erica Mena. Every time something goes down, she'll say some shit like, y'all know it's Mena, y'all know it's her, just stupid ass shit. Now she brought Jonathan, knowing that Jonathan does not like it for Erica and Jonathan is Team Sin. It doesn't matter how much Erica Mena and Sin Kiki, they're exes, they have bad blood, they don't need to be doing all that. Jonathan's messy, and she brought him there at that wedding, and she did it on purpose by also making sure that Erica knew Jonathan was there and signed the gift with Jonathan's name. Bitch, you're crazy and you're messy. But now we find out that he wasn't even invited and she wasn't even supposed to have him there. So Yandy, who was a bone of content, or a topic of contention between her and Safari about inviting her, they extend an invitation to her and she brings messy boots with her. Like, fuck, y'all should have just told her to just stay outside. But that happened and they discussed it. Erica lets us know that Jonathan wants them to kiki together, and I'm like, bitch, bye, whatever. Jonathan has no storyline, and right now he's using every damn body as his damn storyline. Fuck out of here. Anyway, Joe meets up with Jim at a cooking class because Jim wants to spice up his relationship with Chrissy. He lets Joe know that Chrissy had gone to Miami for a few years. We knew that they kind of did a little break thing. She was dating some guys that got that the Mama Jones let everybody know about during marriage boot camp, and basically said that they've had troubles here and there, but he knows how to finesse her out of her pants. He knows how to get that ass still today. Joe, I feel like Jim is good. I feel like he got that good. Like he knows what he's doing, because Chrissy seems like a strong-minded individual, and for her to have tolerated Jim's ass and all the little things that he says to her and all the little stuff that he put her through, and you know, the whole drama that she had to deal with him, he knows what he's doing for her to stick around this long. I feel like he'll be good in bed. Like, I feel like I low-key, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's a freak. Anyway, Joe says that he wants him to be on his podcast, and he wants to discuss that with him. They're making some kind of, like, dumpling type shit. Jim wants to, you know, spice it up and use it to kind of, like, woo Chrissy over dinner and stuff like that. Joe says, make something clear that I caught that shit. He said, the only thing that matters to me is my baby and the mother of my baby. And I feel like he's saying that to make sure that we hint know that he's not checking for Tahiri in that way. And Tahiri's already said the same thing. She's not checking for him in that way. I feel like they invited Tahiri this entire season to create like another storyline. We all know that this shit is fake and they, you know, copy and paste shit together. They brought her there right after Sin announced that her and Joe aren't together. And so they figured Tahiri's going to toss her right in here and spice it up a little bit and create a little bit of drama. But they're both dropping subliminal messages that this ain't real. We're not together. We're not trying to do it. It's not happening. Then the next scene, we got Fresh Lies. Fresher ass shows up to meet with Project Baby Jenn. And he's hoping that he's back in the house. To his surprise, Jenn decides to talk to him, and she decides to talk to him outside, which is what I would have done. Is stay your ass outside. I want to see you in this house. I don't want my kids to see us fight. And she addresses him about the Jada situation. And of course, Fresher does what he always does, which is lie. lies with his non-chapped lips, that big ass lips that look like they got flour on them. He never wears chapstick. I don't understand. If this man not have lotion or Vaseline or something, they always look musty as hell, like just dry and he sits up there and she's going off on him like I met Jada. You owe this woman $60K. She said you owe her $60K. She's DMing me. She's DMing my friends. Did you screw this woman? And in the confessional, he's telling all of us the truth to see if she's not going to watch it later. But in her face, he's like, no, I was telling her that whatever she wants to hear. Why the fuck? Well, hold on. Jenn is she's dumb as fuck. I feel like she almost deserves for this man to be cheating on her the way that he's doing and fucking around on her, the way that he's doing and making her look like a dumbass on TV the way that he's doing. Because this man is sitting up in front of you telling you that he told another woman whatever she wanted to hear to make her feel good and keep her on the side. What makes you think that he's not doing the same thing to your ass right now when he's standing up in your face lying to you, talking about she lying, I don't know her, I don't know why she be doing that, baby, I have nothing to do with this girl, I'm not fucking her. But then in the confessional we find out that he does owe her 60-something K. Owe her, I mean, damn, like, she's saying, oh, I can't believe he'll do this shit again to me. Bitch, why can't you? You took him back when you were 6 years old. You took him back when you were 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why the hell would he be any different? Because you've already given him the idea that when he cheats, all you're going to do is put him out for a month, 2 months, and take him back after that because you forgive him, because y'all have kids, and that's the excuse you're going to use every time that he cheats. I have kids with him. I have to make it work. That is not an excuse. I thought so. Something on my wall. That is not an excuse. If somebody cheats on you and you have a family and they're doing it consistently, the excuse cannot be, oh, we have kids. The excuse now is you're too weak to walk away from a situation and you're bound to that person. You don't have the strength to find another way to pull yourself out this hole, because this man is taking advantage of you in any way possible. He's making you look dumb. You're gonna watch the show like we're watching, and you're gonna look stupid as hell like you look now. Anyway, she acts like she wants to fight him, doing the most. Walk away. He walks away. Next thing we got Jonathan and Sin. In Sin's place, Sin's making food. They're recapping the situation with the wedding. Jonathan brings up the Tahiri situation and lets her know that Tahiri must have said that comment because she's expecting Joe to say something, being messy. And Joe says, basically checks Jonathan, and Jonathan lets Sin know that Joe told her that, you know, he needs to mind his damn business. And Sin says that she's not bothered by Tahiri. The one thing she does said that made sense was that she said that Tahiri's been talking shit up on social media the whole time that they've been together. Now all of a sudden she wants to be friends with Joe. I'm two minds about that situation. I heard her say that shit, but y'all remember that earlier this season, Tahiri also said that Joe texted her and gave her like a heads up to let her know that he's about to propose to Sin. So I can't imagine that Tahiri was just out here going off on Joe without Joe making any contact himself. He may have gotten into a fight with Sin, like all men do sometimes when they're pissed off at their girl, go and hit up the girl they think might, you know, be easy for them to just get that little edge off and then go back to that girl. But Tahiri's saying that this man kind of let me know when he was about to propose to her as if, you know, we're cool. So I don't know whether to believe that she's just this talking shit all over media about Joe. At the same time, Joe's also hitting her up. So which is it? But Sin says she's unbothered, but clearly she's bothered. She's bothered. And then Jonathan want to say some shit like, I feel like Tahiri's going to get in between Joe and Sin. Why is it any of your damn business, bitch? Why don't you find a hobby? Do something with yourself except getting into people's business. Jonathan has no storyline. Right now it's pissing me the fuck off. He's doing the most. As a friend, you got to protect your friend, but he's doing the most. Then we got Fresh Lies, Dry Lips, goes up to me with Papoose and Safari and does what every other dumbass does. He lies in front of them. By the way, they're at this barbershop and they're not even doing their own hair. Like they're shaving the air. They're not getting haircuts, they're getting air cuts because they're literally, you can see the little machines going up, but it's not really touching their hair. The whole time Fresher was sitting on that chair, he didn't do nothing to his damn head. The whole time Safari was sitting on that, they weren't doing shit, but sitting there just lollygagging and talking shit because here's Fresher. Stop making Jada sound like she's a crazy heifer and he doesn't owe her $75K and stuff like that. Safari says that he's going to sell himself on the street if he owes somebody that money. I think Fresher going to sell himself on the street. Nobody want that ass, not with them lips the way it is. Shit, they'll probably put a condom over his shit, not wanting to touch any part of their bodies the way it looks. It looks musty, it looks dirty. I feel like he needs to just take care of that thing right there. That little, I can't, it's too much. Anyway, he's basically saying that Jada's crazy and saying that she's interfering with his relationship with his girl. But then he tells them that when he was messing with Jada, him and Jenn were separated for a year. So why is it that you're not telling Jenn that when you were messing with Jada, y'all were separated for a year? Is it because there was some overlapping? You don't want her to kind of sit here and pick apart the dates and try to figure out which one, whether you were still messing with her while you were still trying to be back with her. Instead, you're trying to make it sound like you didn't mess with her at all. But on another note, you're talking to Papoose and you're talking to Safari and saying a whole nother something else. Fresh, you a damn lie. You just feel like, I don't like this man. He's just full of shit. Anyway, we got the next scene we got is Jim cooking 1 cucumber and 1 dumpling on this big ass plate. I'm like, are we fasting? Is this starvation? Ramadan is over. Why the hell is he eating like he's, you know, like they're, I don't know, like they're looking for their spiritual self by starving themselves? There was not a food. That was 1 bite on a plate. It was like half a cucumber on a plate. Next to it was 1 dumpling, 1 shrimp dumpling. And I'm sitting there like, damn. The first time that he cooks, he's basically giving Chrissy hints that she might need to lose weight, because why would you feed her something that small? Why, Joe? Not Joe, Jim. Why? But the one thing in this scene that was important is that Jim brings up marriage. Y'all gotta look at the perspective. The way that I see it is this way. Chrissy, there was a time y'all saw they flashback. She proposed to Jim herself. She did it first because he was taking too long. And back then, she really wanted to get married. She wanted to do it the right way. She wanted to have kids without being married. And she wanted him to marry her because she was ready. And he took his time. She frustrated him, practically bullied him to buying a ring instead of paying for the house. Then he bought her a ring and they just stayed engaged, forever, fiance, forever. Like they just didn't, it never happened, right? Now that Chrissy's like in her 40s, you know, Mama Jones said that she wanted a kid. She wasn't about to have a kid out of wedlock. That's just not what she wanted to do. She's in her 40s. Jim don't got that money no more. He's trying to start these wee business. They didn't got their house foreclosed, but they got in another house. We don't know if it's being, you know, if they're renting it or whatever the case is, but the money's not the same as when he was balling and stuff like that in his music. It's not the same. Now that Jim is kind of settling down and realizing that he's getting older, he now wants to marry her. And at this point, she's like, you know what? I don't even care either way, because at this point, he's not going to change nothing. It's not like I'm going to have a baby. It's not like, you know, we're going to do something different. Jim is pushing for it now. And she made a comment saying that we are never on the same page when it comes to marriage. And that says a lot about them. What are you doing at this point? Are you guys going to just cohabitate and live in sin for the rest of your life? To each his own, if that's what you want to do. But be real with yourself, because you got one time she wants to get married, he doesn't. He wants to get married, she doesn't. If she, you know, if he doesn't want to get married, she moves to Miami. And then she comes back and now he wants to get married and she's not feeling it. Y'all need to figure this shit out, because I feel like there's love there, but I feel like they're just besties at this point. And they're basically comfortable with one another, and they're trying to, it's not comfortable for them to move on with somebody else because they've been around each other for so long. What, 16, 17 years is all they know. But right now it looks stale as a motherfucker. Anyway, the next thing we got Fresh Lies meets up with Just Easy Jada. Now I call her Just Easy because Jada made herself a target. I don't feel like she deserved what she got from Fresh Lies, but I feel like she made herself a target. Why? Because she said in her comments, talking to Fresher, that she let him know that she was used by another man. There are some men out there that are predators by nature, not in the sense that they're predators in a bad way. I mean like predators as in they go after girls that they feel may be weak, girls that they feel may be easily manipulated, and Jada was one of them. Fresher went after her. I don't know what kind of, you know, magic stick or what kind of like weapon he has, what kind of good he has for Jenn to be going this crazy, and for Jada to have coughed up almost $80,000 to help this man with his, video, PR, radio. She was funding every one of his business and his girlfriend's booty and her titties. And in the meantime, she wouldn't get nothing but dick out of it. What kind of sense does that make? Because I would do some dumb shit like that. Why the hell? First of all, what does Jada do to have this much money? That's what I want to know. She must be well off in life. She must be an intelligent person to have this amount of money. Maybe it's daddy's money. I don't know. I didn't look her up. But what does she do to have all this money that she's out here giving this bum-ass man $80K for him to go and fund his girlfriend's ass and give her nothing out of it? And all she wanted to hear in the entire conversation is, was it just sex? Oh, don't worry. We were in love. Don't worry, it's cool. I can take your money, but just so know that while I was taking your money, we were in love. Bitch, I've been in this situation before. I was 18, 19 years old, young and naive. I thought I was in love with somebody. He fed me all this bullshit telling me how much he loved me. And in the meantime, I knew he was fucking other girls. But I allowed myself to believe that so far as he came back to me, it was cool. And in the meantime, I picked him up from school, dropped him off, brought him lunch, paid for, his school fees, bought him a new phone, basically behaved like his sugar mama and got nothing out of it. And I thought to myself that so far as he said he loved me, it made it all better because he was struggling and it was my job to help him out. I don't believe that it is a woman's job to be sitting here lifting all these men that want to be bums their whole life. Women are not supposed to be the provider of the household. It's okay if they are, and I'm not saying, women can't provide for themselves, because I feel like women are strong by their own rights. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, that man needs to bring something into the relationship. Ain't no damn way I'm giving you $80,000 and you out here funding somebody's titties or somebody's ass. Like, what the fuck? And then he says that he was avoiding her, thinking that she was gonna go away. You think 80K is gonna go away, bruh, without you paying nothing? This man is dumb as fuck. But they decide to settle for 40K, which means that she's taking a loss. Child, you better than me. You are better than me. I will get every cent that I gave that man who played me like a fool for a whole year, literally went in and traded souls with me while he was sticking his penis in and out of me. Meanwhile, trying to get back with his baby mom and the kids, have her in my face, screaming at me with her big ass finger and her fake ass, and you made me look like a fool having to chase you down to get my money back when I didn't get anything. Now, she said she didn't even get followers from the social network, and she didn't get not 5 followers with all that money he done gave her. 10K, 20K, 25K. Not a damn thing. I would get us every single cent back, because y'all got me fucked up. I don't like this man. The way that he played this girl was fucked up. I'm so glad that Jenna chose to deal with Rich. It's like the lesser of the two evils. Stay with what you know, because that man, no, it's too much. Then lastly, we got Erica Mena's birthday, where Safari comes in, is planning her birthday. She allowed him to do it because she's pregnant. She wants to kind of like, do things a different way and let him kind of take the reins, because they're married now and that's her husband. But this man goes and has the entire party walls covered with his face. I don't know what's worse, whether Safari loves her or loves himself more. Either way, I imagine their fights, because they're both beautiful. No, you're sexier, baby. No, you're sexier, baby. No, fuck you, get the fuck out. I'm sexier. I just can't picture them having this petty ass argument all the time, because here's Erica Mena she's hormonal. She's crying every episode. She's out here looking at this man on her birthday, staring at his damn face. And he don't think nothing's wrong, because he think that seeing his face will make everybody happy. What is wrong with you, bruh? That is not what you do on somebody's birthday. Put your face up there. Hell, give her something other than the back wall. Like, bruh. But here comes Yandy coming into the birthday party being fake as hell, saying that after she's done, tapping on Erica Mena's belly, that she thought it was somebody's birthday. Tahiri's there as well. Of course, she was there first. She was the one trying to be extra excited, doing the most, because she got some news from her doctor saying that she might actually have to go into testing, and she's afraid that she might have cancer. But she's trying to keep, be on a light note and be happy. So she's there. Safari decides to sing to Erica Mena to help her feel better about the situation, that his face is plastered all over the walls. She's loving it. She's happy. Her tears get sucked back into her tear ducts. Then Tahiri goes over to talk to Yandy, who's now in the corner bar with Jonathan. And Yandy does something messy as usual. She brings up the conversation that, of course, Jonathan has talked to her about, that she witnessed in front of the wedding, about the whole Joe situation and Tahiri trying to be with Joe, whatnot. So Yandy makes that stupid ass comment. Tahiri's now feeling defensive. She feels like, and I got to defend myself because Jonathan just started this whole shit. I got to really explain myself in depth right now, right? So Yandy's now sitting here after she throw the little salt in the mix, talking about, I don't know why she's so pressed. She's salty. Bitch, you started this shit. So here comes Sin coming over. Tahiri's now trying to figure out a way to address the situation, but I feel like she felt like she was ganged up on, because you got Yandy, Jonathan, and Sin are all cool. She don't got nobody to have her back right there. So she's trying to deal with it in a very covert way, but you can tell that she's kind of off at the same time, because she's not really handling it in the best way. She's trying to articulate herself, but at the same time, she's not. But Jonathan's ass, who knows exactly what she's trying to do, is up there trying to play dumb, like he don't know what the fuck he started. And then Sin decides to throw a shot at her while she's walking away, trying not to make a scene, talking about, you can go, she can leave, I just want to talk to Jonathan. Sin, I love you, girl. But Tahiri would dog walk your ass in an instant. She wouldn't even blink. She will beat the fuck out of you and wouldn't even think twice about it, because your ass is treading a light, you're treading lightly right now, because she's trying to respect you, I think, because of Joe. She don't want to put her hands on you. But right now, the little snide comments you're making, trying to act like you big and bold, I feel like Tahiri will whoop Sin's ass. I feel like she would. All of it. I love Sin, but she'll get her ass beat. So she needs to be careful, because Tahiri walked away trying to be grown because she's too old for this. So the show ends there. And we got, the show ends there. They show the next episode, and it seems like Tahiri's now going in for the testing, And, you know, she's not really going to really know what's going on with the situation. We still got Jonathan in the mix. Olivia should have stayed in hibernation, but guess she's going to come back. And she's going to let us know that Rich stole from her. He's going to be the Julian of Love and Hip Hop New York. So we're going to see the story play out. Fresher ass, I'm sick of seeing him. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. This episode wasn't too eventful for me. It seems like it's kind of flopping a little bit. Miami is taking flight because I'm about to talk about that one next. That one is popping. So this one wasn't too good. I tried my best to make it, you know, what it is, but y'all just let me know what y'all think, because this was a struggle to watch this whole episode this particular time. It wasn't that deep to me, and it wasn't that good. You know, it has some drama, but it is what it is. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.